found his killer, walked up on them bowling and looked him in the eye. He said, aren't you gonna beg? He said, no, I signed up to die. Death don't have a hold on me, so death don't put no fear in me. I don't think that you hearing me to die. When I lay down on that bed, I'm gonna open up my eyes and my Lord gon' be signed up to die. Death don't have a hold on me, so death don't put no fear in me. I don't think that you hearing me to die. Die, die, die. I signed up to die. and looked him in the eye. He said, aren't you gonna beg? He said, no, I signed up.
All right, family. Having technical difficulties. Can y'all hear me? Give me a 1. If y'all can hear me. Let me get a 1. Having technical issues. Having the bob and weave. Let me see here. I'm going to try my phone. Having technical issues. Okay. Shalom, DSB, Kenaz. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was working on this video, then I looked and saw Charlie Kirk had done died. But anyway, I'll get to that later. While they trying to form people opinion about us, the truth gonna be what it is. You understand? No, I'm not happy the man died. But the man was the enemy of us. The stuff he said could get us killed. You say, how could the stuff he said? All these lies, talking about we the darn criminals, but yet they hide in their history. Justify police shooting, mass incarceration, discrimination. That's what those lies are for. What happened back during Jim Crow and right after Reconstruction? White woman lie, black folks get killed, towns destroyed, and they stealing the money. Lies. You know, I don't know how true it is, but I was doing a little research real quick, and they say he was talking about gang violence when he got shot. You understand what I'm saying? What about white on white crime? Y'all got y'all own problems instead of worrying about us. See, that's your problem. The Most High is standing up judging for us. You understand? Standing up judging for us. Y'all gonna find out in a minute. But let me. That ain't what the video was about. I was just doing a little meditation and getting my mind right for the presentation. Then I looked and saw, you know, he had died. But anyway, let me get on into this. Okay, hold on. Now, excuse me, y'all. A little dust. How many of y'all aware of how many black women been killed by white men? Huh? How many of y'all aware about that? There's a reason why they are using these colorisms. See, when they justified the police, that was for us. I mean, not justified. When they militarized the police, that was for us. Okay? Don't y'all go to sleep. I ain't gonna let you go to sleep. All right, let me move around. Let me keep going. Y'all remember this? This woman went off with a white man and he cut her into pieces. Huh? Where the animals at with this? We're going to have to get another opinion on that. The criminal is calling us criminals. The criminals, the insane, the mental institution is being ran by insane people. In other words, the country, this whole world rulership is being ran by people that ain't rap tight. If they rap type, they mummified in anti-black and white supremacy. All right, let me move on. But yeah, I'll just read a little bit of it. Milwaukee County jury. And look, let me be clear. I'm not justifying what the black guy stabbing the white woman. That's not what this is. You understand? That ain't what this is. But doggone, how y'all go overlook all these white men killing black women, and then when a black man kills a white woman, y'all go 8? Somebody got to pull the scales out and balance the scales. You understand? You're going to have a second opinion, because if y'all can't think for yourself, this white supremacist media going to give you your opinion. A lot of people come over here, got their opinion formed about us. Don't even know us. They got their opinion from those who've been genociding us, those who've been oppressing us, those who've been stealing from us for centuries. They got their opinion from the enemy. So, it ain't always bad to get a second opinion. And here it is. It's called truth. All right, now. Now look, this is the guy that done it. Then look at him. Look like something is there. I'll go say something is missing, but his problem might be something is there. A demon. See, this is the one that cut her up into pieces. You got shootings every week now, but somehow the black man is the boogeyman. See, the Most High, see, they telling these lies, and Most High just all this stuff happen. They can't get their lie straight because their own people is undermining the lie. Y'all see how that works? You got shootings every other week now. But yet somehow we the animals. All right, let me move on. Let me try to calm down. Maybe I don't need to calm down. But yeah. That's the one done it. He got some time. Hallelujah for that. You have to put pressure on these folks. If you don't put no pressure on them, they won't get no time. Well, you can't ask Emmett Till. Emmett Till folks know something about that. See? But anyway, let me move on. Here's another one. Wait a minute, I think I can go here. Here's another one. A 46-year-old African, let's say African American from Dallas, found dead in her apartment. But yeah, there you go. Her family was left stunned and devastated. She was a successful businesswoman who once worked as an assistant. But there it is. I ain't gonna go. Y'all can type this y'all can type this in. You understand? And you'll be able to find it. You see what it looked like. Just pause. You see the news outlet. Okay. I ain't gonna read all this. How many of y'all remember this? Y'all remember this? The guy beat his girlfriend. He beat his girlfriend to death. Right after they got through. It was some black NFL player, and I'm not condoning beating no women. It was some black NFL. Oh, you know the white girl that jumped. She had grabbed the Kansas City Chief running back. I don't know his name because was it Tyreek Hill? I don't know that. I don't watch football like that. I quit watching football when they did what they did to Kaepernick. I don't keep up with it. But it was a black woman that put her hands on the man, and then he kind of manhandled her. I said, keep your hands to yourself. And right after that, this happened. And it was crickets. It was crickets. It was crickets. But yeah, I want y'all to see how they got a special kind of media for us. And they got a kid glove media for them. Now, let me move on. How many of y'all, I'm going to look at the chat. How many of y'all remember all the black women going missing in Missouri and the police talking about it wasn't nothing to it? How many of y'all remember that? Come on. If y'all remember, just put a 1 in there. If you don't, just put a 0. Y'all remember all them black women coming up missing in Missouri? I ain't getting to the men. We gonna put this on the women. The police talking about it ain't no serial killer. See, this is what we dealing with. Black folks want to roll over and go to sleep. If you want to go to sleep, go ahead on. But don't ask me to help you. Don't ask me to help you. I might if I can, but don't go to. I'm telling you, you want to roll over and go to sleep with laying on the railroad tracks, and you ignoring the vibrating train, you ignoring the blaring horns, and you ignoring the pretty much 100% kill rate. Matter of fact, my mother and sister died from a train. You want to ignore all that and go back to sleep. Don't expect no help, okay? Let me move on. Right here. Let me see what it says. In response to the concerning issue of missing black women in Missouri, the state recently established the missing. This is after the fact. This is after the fact. And here's some that's missing. This look like recently. See, y'all, especially y'all women, y'all pay attention. Why y'all going? I know y'all feel like y'all can do what you want to do. My wife with me. I'm just, you don't need no man. Oh, okay. I'm just, hey, all I can tell you, line up with the Bible, okay? Now, let me move. Let me. Yeah, I know what I'm finna do. I'll come back to this. They want to call us animals while ignoring their history. Let me get to this. Let me give you some videos. That's what I'm gonna do. Now, let me go right here first, and then I'm gonna work my way. I'm gonna work my way to the end, and then I'm gonna come back. Now, this is Asia Maynard. Y'all should leave. Y'all don't know what. Hey, the Bible tell us to leave these folks alone. But hey. Anyway, Asia Maynard was found dead after a date with the white man. Why won't the Kansas City Police Department investigate him? See, a black Kansas City woman was found deceased the morning after a date with a white man, but KCPD refuses to investigate. That's just like a lynching. Evidence everywhere. You got the tree too weak to hold up a man to lynch him. The rigor mortis doesn't sit in, and he got a rope around his neck. Rigor mortis doesn't sit in, and he couldn't hang that way. But they still rule it a suicide. In other words, the person died, and you can dangle him from a tree, but rigor mortis doesn't set in, and they kind of folded. So you know it wasn't no lynching. They was already dead, and somebody. But anyway, this is what we looking with. This is what we dealing with when the police come. Okay, let me keep reading. Let me see. Mother of 4, she loved to cook and was deeply. Let me get to this suspect. I am not trying to. That's good to cook and have your children and all, but for time's sake, you can go back and read this yourself. Okay. The police ain't investigating. Her family does not. Let me see. What would they call the natural causes was? She been afforded a little time to grieve. Let me see. All right, her family did not believe that Asia died of natural cause. That's what they said. Suicide. As the Kansas City Police Department initially told them before pursuing an autopsy. They told them it was natural, but come on, family. They told the mother it was natural causes before even doing an autopsy or a toxicology report. Do y'all see what's wrong? You ain't did none of this, but you already telling the family she died. Now the police is doctors. And don't get it twisted that sometimes the coroners be in on it too. Okay? All right. And one can't blame them for doubting such a premature conclusion, especially considering the family says she had no pre-existing health condition and was perfectly healthy 29-year-old. I'm gonna roll right on. I'm gonna keep going. She's gone. The police is lying. But let's get some more of the track record of the Kansas City police. Let's go. Let's keep going forward. Now, this is the same police department said missing black women reports in Kansas City were completely unfounded. I would look at y'all. They said you got black women dead. I mean, black women missing. But it's completely unfounded. Y'all, you need a second opinion. See that? And now black folks don't know when they people is missing. See, We don't not. That's why I have to hit like I hit. Otherwise, you won't hear the hit dogs hollering. All right. Less than a month later, one escaped. A black woman escaped, and I'm gonna show you the killer from Prospect and tortured in a basement over a month. This is the one that was doing it. Police ain't worried about y'all. They're not concerned. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to see. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to see. Now let me move on over here. Now let me play this for y'all. Let me make sure the sound is kicking. Matter of fact, I might need to stop and then go back into it. Make sure y'all get the audio. I do it like that. Now, y'all see the super predator trope they try to put on black men, like we super predators. But who's doing all these mass shootings? Who has thousands of years of mass genocide? See, I just want y'all to peep the plot. All right, here we go. This is right after the police said wasn't no black women missing. Right after the police said that a woman escaped. The Most High is exposing these heathens.
The neighbors who live at Old Orchard and Don Shelton haven't had time to process what happened on Friday morning when they say a weak, frail young woman came knocking. This woman told neighbors she escaped from the White House that sits right at that intersection when Tim Haslett, the man who lives there, left. She said she was sexually assaulted and held against her will in the basement for at least a month. Police haven't confirmed that part, but we know investigators extensively searched the house on Friday.
Yeah, did y'all catch that? The woman said first. This is the same police department. This is the same police department talking about wasn't this is unfound. There ain't no missing black women. You got one escape. Says she was tortured and held for a month, and then the news reporter talking about that ain't been confirmed by the same police department that said wasn't no missing black women in the first place. Let me bring that back.
Will in the basement for at least a month. Police haven't confirmed that part, but we know investigators extensively searched the house on Friday. Sierra Tharp's grandmother took the young woman into her house until police got there.
She said she was very hungry, and my grandma could tell she was weak.
Well, hallelujah for this woman. Hallelujah for her.
And she didn't have a whole lot of clothes on. She said that she had a metal dog collar around her neck, and she could see the ligature marks on her wrist. There's a possibility that my grandma probably got her just in time, got her in the house just in time.
The search on the property is over, and investigators tell me that this house will be boarded up and fenced off. We're still waiting to find out what they pulled from the house. I'm Sarah Blake, KSHB 41 News.
Okay, they had her in a dungeon, right? They had her in a dungeon. Let me see here. Don't y'all forget this. Don't y'all forget this. This is a movie, but it rings true.
The screams of the victim deaden his pain. The act of killing makes him feel intensely alive. What he feels next is not guilt, but disappointment. It was not as wonderful as he'd hoped. Maybe next time it will be perfect. And as his determination builds to take another life, he plans in obsessive detail what props he'll bring, what knots he'll tie. Let me ask you guys something. What turns you on? I mean, what really does it for you? Is it a great body? Is it a nice smile? Is it beautiful legs? Well, what turns
You better learn to get your lust in check.
on a serial killer is the suffering and death of another human being.
Now keep this in mind. Most of your serial killers are white males. Who's chopping up these black women? Who's doing all these mass shootings? Huh?
Now, I'd like to ask you guys a favor. If you could all please stand up. All the gentlemen in the room, please indulge me for a second. Come on, it's only fair after all the time you spent ogling us. Now, would everybody under 20 and over 35 have a seat? And if you're of Asian or African American descent, you may sit down. Now, Kenny, can you turn that light on for us, please, so you can get a good look at these guys? All right, ladies, what do you see? Some pretty cute guys, don't you think? I mean, if one of these fellas asked you out for a drink, you'd go, wouldn't you? Well, let me tell you something. 9 out of 10 serial killers are white males, aged 20 to 35, just like these. Albert DeSalvo.
Y'all heard him. Most of your serial killers. But now let's get to this here. All right, hold on. Yeah, let's get to this. This is Africa Diaspora News Channel. About 2 years ago. Y'all need to find somewhere where you can get informed. You can't see everything.
There's a bishop that's trying to draw attention to 4 black women that was deleted and 3 others that were missing. And no one is doing anything about it. Let's go ahead and roll that.
I am a little upset right now.
Now, these the kind of preachers I can roll with right here. I don't know if he cunning the folks, but he spoke up about these missing black women. I can respect that.
I am a little upset right now. The reason I'm upset is because we got 4 young ladies that have been murdered within the last week here off of 85th and Prospect. We got a serial killer again, and ain't nobody saying nothing.
He said again. I didn't know it was again. Again. But okay.
Prospect, we got a serial killer again, and ain't nobody saying nothing. The media's not covering it. We got 3 young ladies that are missing. Ain't nobody saying a word. What is the problem? Why can't we get some cooperation? Where's our community leaders? Where's our activists? Where's our public officials? Where's our police department? Where is those folks at? In President Gardens. Come on now. We need to start knocking doors. We need to start making sure that this is brought to the light. We cannot continue to let this happen.
Now, what this brother is saying is very, very concerning. And I'm more, inclined to believe my brother here than the statement that's recently been put out by the police that said, no, there's no evidence, of a serial deleter out here. No, that don't cause alarm to that. But wait a minute, hold on. Now, if right now everybody's talking about the Netflix series, the Jeffrey Dahmer story. And if you watch that whole series, which I took the time to watch the whole series, there are many times that Jeffrey Dahmer should have went to jail. Many times. And they didn't do anything about Jeffrey Dahmer at all. All the phone calls, everything that happened with Jeffrey Dahmer. They're just overlooking him. And when it comes to black people, being missing, or black people, something happening to them, this law enforcement don't care. Only time they care is when it's a white person. Now, they had this other case where this billionaire's, family member was recently killed, but you had this black woman that suffered from the same victim. Police didn't do anything. And the police would have did something when the black woman became a victim of this guy. It would have never got to the other one that they plastering all over the news. Because, in this country, the only women that matter in this country is Caucasian females.
Y'all heard the man. Now, let's not forget about the 16th Street bombing of our black children. Let's not forget that. They want to call people animals. Okay, if they going to lie, we going to spread the truth. Whatever the devil is doing, we need to be doing the opposite. resist the devil. Okay? Yeah. The Klan. White supremacists bombing children, and they still getting busted with bomb making materials right now. They are not calling them animals. They are not calling special sessions of Congress to criminalize this stuff. They are not increasing prison for this type of behavior. They're not criminalizing, passing out white supremacist flyers. They're not trying to catch them on the internet because they're one accord. All right. Let me see here. Now, y'all remember the black woman that got stabbed in Portland, Oregon on the train? Y'all remember that? Well, if you don't, let me refresh your memory. All right. She survived. The dude, well, he had on some Nazi stuff. But here we go.
Max attack suspect Jeremy Christian interrupted as one of the accusers in his case spoke out against him.
I'm the victim. You're on video facing me. Liar. 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 You're not the only black person on Max. Liar. Manufacturing hate crimes. You liar.
Christian's outburst followed a comment by Demetria Hester. The Portland woman said she was assaulted by Christian the day before he allegedly stabbed 3 people while riding the Max, killing 2 of them. Hester was in court urging the judge.
Now, this was a stabbing. Portland, Oregon. Black women. We gonna have to do something. We ain't gotta do nothing. Just keep fighting. You can't have no 2-tiered just us system. You understand? I just want y'all to be aware of what's going on. Then you won't fall for the okie doke. That's the point. That's why I do this.
Not to postpone the trial scheduled for June.
I mean, we've been enduring this for 2 years. How much longer do we have to endure this kind of torture in our lives to keep this going on?
The defense is asking for a delay, claiming it needs more time to prepare for the aggravated murder trial. Additionally, the defense claims proposed legislation revising Oregon's capital punishment scheme could have an impact on any conviction. This was not the first time Christian acted out. He interrupted more than once in court hearings following his arrest in May 2017.
Free speech or die, Portland. You got no safe place. This is America. Get out if you don't like free speech.
And
where is the judge hitting? Where is the hitting and striking of the gavel? That's another thing. That I just noticed that. Where is it? Where are they screaming order in the court? See, all those microaggression is saying something. I just want y'all to hear them.
You don't like free speech.
And a KGW investigation found Christian is also causing problems behind bars. Over the past 2 years, records show Christian has been disciplined for 5 separate incidents in jail, including fights, threats, and use of a racial slur toward a deputy. In court, he's now surrounded by extra security, and as we witnessed, deputies are ready to move in quickly.
Manufacturing hate crimes since 2017. They keep working weird.
He's just expressing himself. That's him, an angry white racist.
Christian is expected back in court next week as a judge hears arguments on whether his trial should be delayed.
But anyway, I'm walking my way back. Yeah, I said I was coming back to this. Right here. Yeah. They was lynching innocent black. Yeah, let's just use that. Just use that logic. They say a black man did something to a white woman. Okay. Okay, you got the black man. Why you got to get everybody? Why you got to kill everybody else? Why you got to kill more? Because the motive is something else. The motive is theft, the stealing of resources, coveting, and just hatred. That's what the motive is. It was the same pattern. White woman scream, a black person done something, and and everybody else got to die. But anyway, let me move on. Let me see here. All right. The victims of lynching were overwhelmingly black men. Black women were also lynched, but this history has received scant attention. They still don't want to report what's going on to black women. All right. As an example, scholar Haley Brown found 11 confirmed cases. It's more than that, of black women lynched in the state. This is just Texas, compared to hundreds of men lynched in that state. They haven't atoned for their sins, okay? These women were, writes Brown, lynched for something a male acquaintance, spouse, or partner or family member was accused of. Now, put this in the back of your mind. Black women was lynched for something a man did, or they said, or something that they said a man did, or something they said somebody did, or a spouse or partner. Now I want y'all to see how dangerous this is. They try to put what this Negro did, if he done it, to this woman. They try to put all that on us and use that as an excuse to kick in our doors, to walk up and down the streets and harass everybody because this Negro right here did something. They ain't changed. But meanwhile, this son of God right here is ducking and dodging Jeffrey Epstein. So, according to his own logic, if Epstein was a pedophile, then he must be a pedophile. Epstein was going around sexually assaulting women, then he's responsible too then, according to his own logic. They're not he. They are all animals. They are all criminals. Not he. Not so-and-so. They, all of us. Okay? The Democrats started that with Hillary Clinton. They started doing a number of things, kind of simultaneously. The rap started changing. The drugs started pouring in. Hillary started talking about Negroes and super predators. And they started building private prisons on the stock market. All of this, if you look down the timeline, the ducks are in a row. Okay? Let me get back to my, let me take this down. Get back to my, but yeah, I just want y'all to see that. So the black women was lynched for something a Negro did. So they something that they said a Negro did, because you ain't got the evidence. And even if the Negro did it, how you justify killing her? Let me move on. I ain't got to keep going. Let me move on. Now, don't y'all forget Mary Turner. They killed her. They killed her and cut her baby out her stomach and stomped the baby. First, they lynched her husband, and they got mad because she was talking about they were wrong for killing her husband. And all the while talking about single mothers. So they lynched her and cut her baby out her womb and stomped the baby. But Negroes are some animals. See. Mary Turner. But anyway, let me go over here. There it is. There it is. Let me read some of this in memory of Mary Turner and her unborn child, and all the sisters and the brothers. But right now we gonna talk about sisters because they blowing up the white woman. Doggone it, we gonna blow up. We gonna magnify what's going on with our sisters. Mary Turner, pregnant, lynched in Georgia for publicly criticizing husband's lynching. Her talk enraged them. Yeah, because they devils. Mary Turner take it to Folsom Bridge and hang. Let me see if they're going to tell what they did to the baby. All right, on May 19, 1918, a white mob, and you wondering why I don't want to live around them. I'm telling you. Because I will hurt. I will hurt. I ain't going to say one. At least one. But anyway, a black woman who was 8 months pregnant at Folsom Bridge, 16 miles north of Valdosta. Where my wife from right here. But anyway, for speaking publicly against the lynching of her husband the day before, the mob bound her feet. They must be real brave. Hanged her from a tree with her head facing down, threw gasoline on her, burned the clothes off her body. Miss Turner was still alive when the mob took a large butcher's knife to her abdomen, cutting the unborn baby from her body. When the baby fell for Mary Turner, a member of the mob crushed the crying baby's head with his foot. See. Yeah. I'm gonna cut this off because I'm gonna have to save some peace. You understand what I'm saying? I'm cutting it off right there. Shalom, family. Y'all keep y'all eyes open and don't listen to these people' opinion about our people. I know a lot of immigrants come over here undermining us. I'm not with that. And they're going to find themselves by themselves while these white folks, but they kissing, is lynching them. Let them keep on. They better ask somebody. They started to find out because these white folks, they can't hide their racism. All right, shalom, family.
To the ground, this killer walked up on